Hey, I got my new capture card in from Apothecary 2. Now, coincidentally, it's the exact same model that I had before, so wasn't really any learning curve or anything. All I had to do was just reinstall the drivers, restart the computer, and plug it in. Now, back in action in like 10 minutes. What I wanted to cover today is how to clear the bonus dungeon, or the event dungeon, easily. So what you're going to want, for starters, is you're going to want as many of these fruits as possible. I just call them meter pumpkins because when I played this in Chinese, I couldn't read anything, and they kind of look like little mini pumpkins. So I just call them meter pumpkins. But you want to have these maxed out because you're going to need a crowd control character. Some of the more direct, or characters that have a more direct axis in their attacks or angle, are not going to be very good here. You're going to want someone like Diao Chan who can cover a lot of space in a short period of time. So for instance, a lot of people are going to be getting SSX in a couple days. She's actually one of the worst characters, like for both time mode and this event dungeon, even if you have her maxed out, because she doesn't really have a lot of crowd control. The only crowd control she has for the most part is, you know, the little sonic booms on her S string and her up and triangle. But even that doesn't really hit off axis that much. It's pretty much directly. That's a very honest hitbox. The Kamen Rider game that came out is a good example. That game has really honest hitboxes too. So you don't want to use a character like her. I hear Guan Yu works really well, but I don't have that much experience with him. So for the purpose of the video, we're just going to use Diao Chan since I have her. I have basically her full moveset. Now an assist like Xiao Qiao can actually help a little bit too because it can cover a little bit of extra space while you wait for enough enemies to spawn. You'll also get access to your awakening towards the end of the level, so you can use that and get another extra anywhere from 3 to 5 meters as well, and that should help you keep the enemies off you. Hopefully they cooperate. We'll see. See how well this is working. You have to be careful because you can damage the towers with your attacks as well, so it is going to take a little bit of collateral damage from you doing this. But the enemies basically aren't going to get a chance to attack it. It kind of evens out. You can see how SSX would be bad at this. She does not really have the range on her attacks to be useful at this at all, unfortunately. And everything dies in one hit, so the attack power of your character doesn't really matter. go. So I can clear this event dungeon solo with no assistance. The only thing you really need is the meter fruits. Now, I made the mistake of trying this with SSX. I seriously wonder if it's even possible to clear it with her. And there's a yin-yang flame charm, which gives you even more time that you can just kind of run into them. So that's useful as well. So you tend to get around a dozen hero certificates. And you could pay Goshiki stones to do this more than once a day, but I don't know if it's really worth it. I can go ahead and I can show the rewards. They're not too spectacular. So you can get some hero spirits, which is nice, if you didn't buy the growing pack or whatever character you're playing. Like, SSX is a good example. It's not even possible to get her growing pack right now, so you have to grind out the spirits the old-fashioned way. You can get up to 5 of them here. You can get this bracelet, which gives 20% experience. This was actually broken on the first day, but they were quick to fix it. You can get Sunjian for free at 180. So if you're getting about a dozen a day and you're only doing your free entry, you're barely going to have enough for this. And there's costume as well. So the things you should probably go for is, honestly, you should just get the spirits for whatever character you want to awaken. Like, for instance, I bought the growing pack for Diao Chan, so buying those for her would be a waste since you get them just for leveling up if you have that growing pack. So I'm probably going to get the bracelet and then the hero spirits for SSX. So it's going to take about 450 roughly to get them all. So you definitely have to do it every day. Maybe I think someone else can pay for the entries if you enter with someone else. I'm not sure if it works that way, but at least this way you can solo it by yourself. So if you have a bunch of Goshiki stones saved up, you can actually solo it pretty feasibly. Now the one thing you'll have to remember is that the shop does not always have the meter fruits. Like right now it only has 4, so sometimes you'll have to do some other aspects of the game in order for them to respawn. But as long as you go in there with 9, you should be able to clear it pretty easily with Diao Chan. Now for future reference, I did have her down and triangle maxed out. This basically just increases the duration, so if you have it on level 3, you can see there I was basically in no danger of losing. Even though I had a couple dropped inputs because my controller's kind of messed up. I did the neutral triangle a couple times, set it down. There's still like no real risk of me losing. The only thing that happens if you lose one tower is that you just get worse rewards, but you'll still get the clear. So there's a couple of vets right now. There's this, which makes it so there's just supposedly a 5 times chance of getting Zhang Bao. Now, I did about 13 or 14 rolls today, and I did not get him, so you know how it is with loot boxes. Like, always do them in moderation. I'm waiting for the Steam sale tomorrow, see if there's anything on there. I might go ahead and do this. I've heard that he's really good for like bosses on insane mode, because he'll basically just one-shot them. Grow 870 doesn't even have him close to maxed, and he's pretty much one-shotting everything. So if you want to, you know, pull for that, you can. There's also some, they have a little Steam sale going on in this game. The Goshiki Stone store has 20% off, Silver store 10% off, Time Mode Goshiki Stone buff items are 20%, and then characters are 10% off. You also get some forging materials for spending a certain amount or buying a certain amount of Goshiki Stones. It doesn't really seem that worth it. 12 Tempest deal is enough to upgrade something like 5 times, so unless you're going to spend a lot of money, it's not a ridiculous amount. I wouldn't stress about this too much. I would recommend, since the rate for getting Zhang Bao is supposedly, as far as I'm concerned, is BS, but supposedly it's increased 5 times, you should probably just buy like 500, that's 15 bucks, and then grind out a couple achievements. That should give you enough chances to hopefully get him. Yeah, these bonuses are kind of lackluster, so don't go too crazy there. Now, in terms of this, you're supposed to get a reward for your attendance if you do 15 days in a row, and it's supposed to go out by the 28th or to the 4th of January. So you definitely want to do this. With this method, you should be able to clear it pretty consistently, as long as you have enough meters. You have your your Fury mode, you use that, and you have enough meter fruits. It should be pretty simple. That's my guide for now. I'm kind of out of ideas at this point, so if you guys have any other ones, you can go ahead and post in the comments. I'll try to get to them as soon as I can. Thanks to Apothecary 2 for the new capture card, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.